What's going on, guys? It's Eric. Now, those of you who've been following the channel for a while probably noticed that I disappeared recently. Took a little bit of a hiatus. What I think might not be clear is that I didn't just disappear from the channel. It wasn't like I forgot about it or I had lost interest in making videos. It's difficult to express how many times I started to make something. I went out and recorded footage and took pictures, and for one reason or another it never really materialized into the sort of content I wanted to release to my audience. So in the spirit of, not letting that half-formed content sort of disappear into the ether, I thought it might be fun to go through some of the stuff I did over the summer, because believe it or not, I was out trying to produce content, and I definitely was out taking pictures. I'd like to go through some of the photographs that I took, some of the video I recorded, and hopefully give you an idea of what I've been doing and what you can expect in the future. So among the first content that I had planned to make this summer was a trip to Buffalo that I took, and I did some hiking with my mother, like all the cool kids do, at the Niagara Gorge, Niagara Falls, just north of Buffalo, and I went out for Dingus Day. Now, if you're not familiar with Dingus Day is a holiday primarily celebrated by Polish Americans, and I am half Polish. My mother is Polish, or of Polish descent rather. I guess we're all American. But Dingus Day is the day after Easter, and it's sort of a, I don't know, a fertility holiday? I have no idea. It's really an excuse to get drunk and drink a lot of Polish beer and eat a lot of kapusta and pierogi and, just be stupid. Think like the Polish equivalent of St. Patrick's Day, and you get a sort of an idea of what it is. Those are police sirens going by my apartment. They're coming to arrest me for not producing regular enough content. Now, for the Dingus Day photographs, I actually took one of the 35mm Canon cameras that I got in that big box O cameras a while ago. I took it out, put a 50mm plastic Fantastic on there, and took a bunch of pictures, and they're a mixed bag. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about it. I just came away feeling really kind of uninspired by the photographs and the content I was making, and just didn't release it. But here some of them are. They're kind of neat. I think that there's something to work with here. Now, shortly after that, my family, we all met up in Portland, Maine for sort of a trip, and I did a lot of brewery touring and beer drinking, and went out to the ocean, ate, I'm not sure, but I think I ate something like 30 lobsters while I was there, a lot of oysters. We had a really, really good time, and I did take some pictures, a lot on the Pentax. I had initially intended to bring my new 4x5 camera. Spoilers, that will be the subject of a video going forward here, but I had bought a wooden folding 4x5 camera and had hoped to take some photographs with it, but fate conspired to not allow that, in the sense that I forgot film holders, and it just didn't work out. That being said, I got some neat photographs. This was also a really good opportunity for me to use my brand new Sony a7 III. I bought that along with the kit lens and the 85mm 1.8 lens, and I mostly used it to shoot video, but I took some photographs with it too, and I think they turned out pretty cool. The Sony has been sort of a mixed bag for me in general. For video, it's fantastic, and in fact, I'd like to buy some sort of a stabilizing setup so that I can do, steady cam work with it. Really, really like it for video. For still photography, I find myself feeling sort of uninspired by it, and going back to the Pentax over and over again, which is sort of disheartening. So to that point, I've been shooting a lot with the Pentax, a lot. It's really become my go-to camera in pretty much every circumstance, and I just love it. I love how it feels. I love the way the images look. I am a huge fan. I've shot some with the 55mm wide-angle lens, and these photographs from Portland are mostly on that 55mm. And of course, I've shot a lot with the 105 2.4. This trip was a really good opportunity for me to shoot a lot of Fuji Pro 400H, which is a film that I was a little bit acquainted with, but I was certainly more familiar with Portra. I love this film. Like, I love it. It definitely looks different than Portra. I would say Portra is a warmer, more saturated film. The 400H has this sort of bluish kind of washed out look that I really, really like. It's really unique and really cool, and certain colors just pop in a way that's tough to kind of put your finger on. These are from back in Buffalo. This is my little nephew, Hugo, and these are also on Pro 400H. Again, really pleased with how these look. These are with the 105 2.4, and I think they look really beautiful. This is, of course, intentionally overexposing the film by just a little bit. I think in this case, because there was limited light, these may be metered close to box speed. But still, the way this film handles highlights, the way it handles skin tones, people just kind of glow. It's really beautiful, and it's become clear to me why this is such a popular pick for wedding photographers who shoot film in, you know, the modern era. And last, some random photographs. Casey and I had taken a trip up to the Adirondacks previous to the last one, while things were still green and it was still warm. I did record some video content, but I wasn't like smitten with the photographs. I'll include them here. And I think the reason that my last video ended up going up, even though I wasn't blown away by those photos either, is I just felt that I needed to put something up to get myself going again. These photos are, you know, they're cool, they're neat, they're good. And then the rest of these here are just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff that I took over the summer. These are all, yeah, all of them are on the Pentax 6x7. So yeah, there are some photographs. There is what I was doing this summer, some film stuff. Hopefully you guys find something cool here. Back to more like structured, thematically consistent content coming soon. One thing that I would love to ask you guys, one thing that I would love to ask you, one thing that I will ask you, there we go, is to let me know what you'd like to see. You guys have been offering some suggestions, and I definitely take them all into account. I'm really interested in what you would like to see me do. My goal is to kind of marry some of the narrative stuff I had been doing and some of the more seat of the pants, like film review, gear review stuff, into a more consistent product. So it's not, you know, such disparate types of videos. I'd like to kind of merge those into a more consistent style. Hopefully that works out. I think the video last week was maybe a move in that direction, you know, maybe a toe in the water. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please, you know, like, comment, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. If you are interested, I will link to my Instagram in the show notes down below. That is the best way to see what I'm working on. Also the best way to see which alcoholic beverages or food I'm consuming at any given time. As always, guys, thank you. Have a good one. Bye.